How y'all doing? We getting ready to delve into not me being a talk show host, but me being a father. Buckle up. We're getting ready to get out naked, butt naked truth. You ready? Welcome. For those who don't know, this is Elder Moja Ajabu, your host for After Naked Truth. This program is dedicated to stripping the clothes off a well-dressed life. Therefore, this program is X-rated. It's X-rated because the truth will not have on any clothes. You're listening to the most truthful talk show host in the business. UnBought, UnBossed, and UnAfraid of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt naked truth. UnBought, UnBossed, and UnAfraid. Today, hey Deanna, how you doing? Today, I don't want to talk to you as a talk show host. I want to talk to you as a father. I was just informed, Marquis, Lily, how y'all doing, Byron? I was just informed that this past weekend, my son was attacked at Wabash Valley Correctional Facility. It concerned me because the attack was by his cellmate. It appears right after the attack, a correctional officer came to my son's cell and asked him if his cellmate tried to put something around his neck. It appears that the prison and whoever else is trying to get my attention, trying to send me a message. And I'm telling you that they got my attention. And if they're trying to send me a message, I got that too. But let me help you to understand, Marquis, and you can understand this, that in you sending a message, I got the message, and let me let you know my response to your message. It appears that you're trying to tell me that if I continue to speak out, that you will do something to my son. See, y'all got to understand that my son is loved by his father and his family, but he is loved by me. And if you take the life of my son, there's a price that you have to pay for my son. See, I'm not Eric Garner. I'm not him, nor his family. I'm not D. Ross, nor his family. I'm not Deshaun, and I forget Deshaun's last name right now. But I'm not that family. Yeah, you can't harm mine and expect to give me a check and everything's all right. Nah. See, I'm a job. And when my son unfortunately got into this mess, hanging out with people that he shouldn't have been hanging out with, and called being a part, even though he didn't harm anyone, but being with people who caused the death of 3 precious people, his father will not support any harm coming to him. Should he be held responsible for being there when murder was committed? Yeah, he should. But he shouldn't be responsible for murders that he didn't commit. And just because he's in prison under your control, don't think that you can do what you will with him, or you can do what you will with him. You can do what you will with him to the degree that you can take his life, but you got to understand that that boy's life has a price. And it ain't a check. You can't give me no check. That boy's life has a price. He's valuable to me. And I'm sure that the Alaminos and the James, and that their family members are valuable to him. But again, my son didn't take near one of their lives. And he shouldn't have been there when their lives was taken. He shouldn't have. But it appears to me that even then, the system, America, was trying to say, look, Elder Ajabu, we will kill your son if you don't be silent. Well, I'm not going to be silent. And you might kill my son. But as I said then, I said now. Then I told you that if you kill my son for something that he did not do, then other death sentences will be carried out. Y'all remember that, don't you? I'm the same man. Well, Jabu, why do you think that they're trying to kill your son? Well, why would a cellmate whose name is DeAndre Kendrick, why? Jabu, did you say, yeah, I'm calling names, man. I'm telling you, boy, this is daddy speaking. This is not a talk show host. This is not the most truthful talk show host in the business. This is Moja Ajabu, the father of Kofi Modibo Ajabu, speaking to America. That boy is loved. I don't care what he's done. That don't mean that I support what he's done. But I do support that boy lives till God takes him away from here. Yeah. If you take that boy's life, understand he's got a daddy who loves him. and there is a cost if you take his life. Yeah, my Lord. This is straight up. Don't mess with him. But I know you question it. Well, Jabba, why you think that this was an assassination attempt? Well, my son is laying in the bed, 2:00 in the morning, sleep, and gets pulled out of the top bunk by his cellmate, DeAndre Kendricks. And if y'all know it, does anybody know DeAndre? Yeah, David, that's what happened. Does anybody know DeAndre? If you know DeAndre, share what you gonna, because I'm gonna share what I know about DeAndre. Maybe you don't know this about DeAndre, but I know this about DeAndre. DeAndre has been known to work with the police. Ajabu, did you say that? Yeah, I said that. Are y'all listening to me? And my son was put into his cell under strange circumstances. He had a roommate or a cellmate. They took my son from that cell and put him in the cell with DeAndre. Ever since my son has been in the cell with DeAndre, they have been coming to, the psychologist has been coming to DeAndre. DeAndre has been refusing to talk to the psychologist. Looks like they put him into a cell with a nut. A nut who has a history of murder. Yeah, I went and got his pack. I got his pack. And see, I'm concerned that it was a setup. See, they want people to believe that that boy Epstein committed suicide, but I ain't buying that. No, I ain't buying that. My son ain't committed no suicide. And if somebody hung him, then it was set up by the police. And I'm saying it looks like this is set up by the police because they done put my son under strange circumstances in this cell, and he is pulled out of the top bunk and disoriented because when he gets pulled out of the top bunk, he bumps his head, got a big old knot on his head, and then the nurse called me and said he's got a wound on his leg also. Yeah, I'm telling you, I am unbought, UnBossed, and UnAfraid. I see it. Of the truth. The whole truth. And nothing but the butt-naked truth. This is Daddy talking. And I'm telling you, don't harm mine. Now, don't mind. You can't make mine come up missing under strange circumstances. Now, if God don't take him, you better not mess around and show your God complex and you take him. There is a price for my son. Kofi, there's a price. Believe me. And it ain't a check. You can't give me no money. There's not enough money that can pay for the life of my son. I hope y'all listening to me. UnBought, UnBossed, and UnAfraid. Serious as the third heart attack. Don't mess with that boy. There's a price. And see, when you talk about DeAndre, this is the verified petition for post-conviction relief. And he put up in here, he says, the following are facts which supports the grounds for him to get post-conviction release. Listen to this. Attorney Benjamin Jaffe, Jaffe, provided DeAndre ineffective assistance of counsel. He failed to read the police reports and the detective notes about Latasia Banks. Latasia, if you listen, I sure would appreciate you getting in touch with me. He says that his lawyer failed to investigate and interview, call as a witness this Latasia Banks. He said his lawyer failed to read and investigate all of the state's discovery prior to trial. He said that he failed to properly communicate with him. He said he also failed to bring up during DeAndre's second trial for murder, I might add, that the violation or the victim and the murderer had an argument prior to the murder. So he's with somebody that argues with somebody that comes up dead, and he says that his lawyer was ineffective because he didn't bring up that conversation. He said he failed to investigate during the pre-trial phase, and later that at DeAndre's trial failed to present evidence about George Sisk's incarceration history, so to impeach Johnny McGill's testimony. What did Johnny McGill talk about? Silk, thank you. Silk Banks, much love. Now, do you know Latasia Banks? Do you know her? If you do, let me know, because I need to talk to her. Because if she has information on DeAndre, I definitely need to talk to her and find out what's going on. He said that his lawyer was ineffective because he failed to object and seek an admonishment or a mistrial when the prosecutor vouched for Johnny McGill's credibility and or told the jury that the jury should believe Johnny Gaymill because he allegedly has knowledge that only the murderer would know. He said that his lawyer failed to ensure that the verbally agreed upon plea term of purposeful incarceration was put into the written plea agreement. Now, what is purposeful incarceration? What is that? We got to put him in prison to make it appear that he's not cooperating with us, so that his co-defendants won't understand that he's a snitch. Jabu, how you know? Well, look. Prior to his post-conviction release case, petitioner has not filed any petitions, motions, or applications in any state or federal courts challenging the sentence. Petitioner has represented by attorney Benjamin Jaffe, County Public Defender's Office, 40 South Alabama Street. In the underlying case, Mr. Jaffe was court appointed. Petitioner has not completed the sentence, and he has not tried to do anything else to get out of jail. But he took a plea agreement saying that he would cooperate with his co-defendants So he's a snitch. Cliffs, lawyers be on BS too. The judges are on it as well. I don't argue that. But I'm trying to tell you that this BS, boy, it ain't gonna stink. Boy, if it stinks, there's gonna be stink everywhere. This is Daddy talking. UnBought, UnBossed, UnAfraid, and loves his son. That boy right there. Hey, he mine. That's my seed. You just can't do something to that one and don't think there's not going to be repercussions. That one's mine. And this, yeah, that one, mine, my seed. And he got back up. Yeah, 3 generations, my seed. They got back up. I'm just telling you. Why would the correctional officer ask my son, did the Andre try to put something around his neck? I talked to the internal affairs officer and he says, oh, well, I didn't know anything about that. Well, what kind of investigation are you doing, man? The nurse called me and oh, well, I'm not aware of that. Well, what kind of investigation are you doing? Are you investigating or are you covering up? I'm telling you, this is Daddy talking. UnBought. Love mine. You can't, you might be able to harm others. You know, run them in the tree and sit there and let them die. Don't kill him, but let him die. Or when you talk about Eric Garner, choke him to death because of a damn cigarette? No. My son don't come from that type of family. There's a man in my son's family. Yeah. And this man refuses to live beneath his humanity. You gonna treat me like a human? Or what do you call it? BS clip? It's gonna hit the fan. I'm UnBought. UnBossed. Truly unafraid. See, because there's some circumstances under which I refuse to live. I ain't gonna let nobody enslave me. I ain't gonna try to live and justify in my head that the police done just murdered my child and gave me a check and I'm gonna say that's all right. No, that ain't all right with me. Keep your money. I don't want your money. Keep it. Now, there is a price for my child. My child is very valuable. My child is just as valuable to me. In fact, he's more valuable to me than possibly your child to you, your brother to you. Because, y'all, I don't know. Aaron Bailey's people, what y'all doing? Yeah, Cliff. I'm talking about valuable. That you could have a ton of gold and you wouldn't have something as valuable as my son is to me. Valuable. And now he's up in the cell with a snitch who done pulled him out of the top bunk, had him bust his head, and he's all disoriented. And the police is trying to ask him, did the dude, the Andre, try to put something around his neck? He may have. But he grabbed in a job booth. And my son threw down. They said they had to come in there and pull him off of him. Because he threw down. Once he got himself situated and understood that he was under attack, he repelled the attack. Boy, that's a chip off the old block. Makes me proud. We don't go down without a fight. And you can't take one of us, man, without there being repercussions. Don't mess with a jabu. Not where his daddy's living. Don't do that. I'm just saying. Don't do that. Because I'm unbought. UnBossed. And unafraid. Check can't get that. That can't justify that. So I'm just wondering. And waiting on the report from the internal affairs. Why would the correctional officer, as my son didn't say nothing about the guy was trying to put something around his neck. Was the guy sent to do that? That's what it appears. See, to ask a question like that implies that you got prior knowledge. That kind of question has an answer in the question. Did he try to put something around your neck? Well, was he supposed to? Was that the game? Is that the reason why he's getting so much play on his post-conviction relief petition? Is the deal is, look, if you kill Kofi Ajabu, then look, we'll make sure that you get out of prison. We trying to shut up his daddy. His daddy won't be quiet. His daddy is telling everybody that in the prison, although we control it, just like we did with Epstein, the two cameras outside the cell just inadvertently don't work. They put him, also like my son, put him in a cell with an ex-police officer who's in there for murder and is known to beat people up. That was the first time. And then his lawyers go in there and he makes out a will to give all his money in a private trust and puts his brother over the private trust so that the victims of his child molestation can't get access to his wealth. And so his brother took the check. They said, yeah, his brother said, yeah, go ahead and get Epstein. Go on and get my brother. Just make sure my money right. No. You can't give Ajabu, Elder Emoja Ajabu, you can't give him a check. Not for my son's life. Nah. William, what about yours? Lakrita, what about yours? Can they give you a check for your child's life? I don't know. See, I'm a man. Been a man. Gonna be a man. And there's just certain things with a man you can't do. And one of the things that you can't do with my children is to take their life and think that there's not going to be repercussions. There will be repercussions. Because this man, I'm telling you, he's unbought, unbossed, and unafraid of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt naked truth. This is a father. This is daddy. This is a man who will defend his children. Let me leave you with this. Blessed are those who are fathers who struggle for the life of their children. For oppression is worse than the grave. And for me to accept you killing my son without there being repercussions, that would be the ultimate oppression to me. We have to fight. I will fight because I'm unbought, unbossed, and unafraid of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt naked truth. I just have one question for you. America, you ready?